What's up, traders? Welcome to another C-Space trading video. As always, I would like to welcome my subscribers and welcome all my new subscribers, guys. I really appreciate the follow. Just stick along as I continue to push these videos out. This video is a little different than a couple of my other videos, as I want to do a little tutorial on candlesticks. I'm a big believer in being able to read the candlesticks to kind of give you some sort of sense on where this thing possibly could go. Anytime you're doing any kind of technical analysis, it's really you're just trying to weigh your odds. No one knows where it's going to go. No one can look at this and say which direction it is going to head. However, if you continue to study and continue to learn, you will get better at it, and you just be able to better weigh your risk and get in at better times, better opportunities. So what I have here is the Amazon chart. This is the yearly chart. So you could see Amazon went full parabola here and is heading straight up. Awesome chart. If you'd have been wise, you could have put a lot of money back here when it was $47 a share. Now it's sitting at $18.82. So Amazon has been an amazing stock, but we're not here to talk about Amazon. We're here to talk about candlesticks. So this here is a candlestick, and a candlestick, all it is telling a story of a certain time frame. As you see the body. The part here would be where it opened up. So this is a green candlestick here. So what would happen is when this candlestick ended, the new year began and it opened up here. And then throughout this year, this thing has bounced around up and down, up and down, up and down, and now has went here to an all-time high of 1925, and now it's starting to backtrack a little. And that's why you have this wick or tail or shadow or whatever lingo you want to use. Here you have more of an indecisive candle here. Let's see when this was. This was back in 2016. It came over. It opened here. As you see, it's green. If it was red, you would notice here in this year, in 2014, it opened up a year at a high of 401 or 408 actually, and really went down the entire year to a low of 284. That's why this one's red. It opened here, closed there. Same here. This one ended. It opened here. You've got the body. It ran up, and last year it closed here. It did get a little higher at some point last year to cause this little wick here. However, on December 31st, this is where this thing was at. So in January 1st or January 2nd, whenever the market opened, beginning of the year, that's where it opened. So this one you could tell where the open is and where the close by looking at this. So let's dig a little closer. Here's your weekly, where you can see a little bit more bounce and a little more storytelling, as I like to call it. Anytime you start to get a run, you have these indecisive candles. This is basically telling you the buyers aren't in control, the sellers aren't in control. It's balanced and no one knows until someone steps in. Here, the buyer stepped in and pushed it higher. But as you tell, it only went a little higher than you had this wick. So this one, it opened here. It bounced around, probably went up, and then came down and closed here. And it kind of started, and what it did, it started the downtrend to where it gapped down. You see a little small gap, and came up. It covered that gap. Then it went straight right back down, causing that wick, and even closed at the all-time low, which is a bearish sign here. And then it's somewhat gapped up here to what this thing is telling me. Moved around, went up, caused a wick, went all the way down. But this is telling me something here that buyers stepped in on this 20-day moving average here and pushed this back up. So it's telling me that we're may potentially get into some type of bottom, some type of constant, some form of consolidation here as buyers are pushing this up. So the next candle, which will be the very next week, you see where it opened up, it went down, but once again it did get pushed right back up. So you had this indecisive. It wanted to go up, sellers took over. It wanted to go down, buyers took over. So no one really knows which way it wants to go. So they're looking for that breakout. The next week it gets shorter, so this thing's consolidating. It's getting tighter. you've got a shorter wick, and you've got this doji, or this indecisive candle here. And then the very next week we had this breakthrough here where it opened, it went down a little bit, buyer stepped in, and then filled it up, went here. But with this wick here, it makes you think it's still some indecisiveness up at this level, because once it did get this level, sellers stood in and backed it back down. So just keep an eye when you're looking at these candlesticks. Keep an eye on the wicks, where you're at in the trends. I mean, if you're at the top and you're starting to get these wicks, there's a good chance of a reversal. Same for the bottom. If you're heading south and you get these wicks, you could possibly be at a line of support or near a reversal. Let's just go into a daily, which is a little more, what people morely use, and same thing. So you had this run up here, have a hard sell-off, you get these long wicks, shadows, tails, and then it kind of led to this reversal here where it's heading back north. Then you started getting this wick, it came down indecisive, then ran right back up to an all-time high, and then you have this very long wick, which is an inverted hammer here. It gapped up, it didn't get no higher than this, and then you kind of have this pullback here. Now it's hard to tell if it's going to go any lower than this. I would imagine there's a good possibility it will kind of settle. You got this wick here, it'll kind of settle in somewhere in this range here. Unless there's any really bad news, it should settle in. It could possibly, by looking here, as it has touched the 20-day moving average, it could possibly touch this again somewhere in this area, but I would imagine it goes much lower because you're starting to get these wicks. You're probably going to push down to 1860, 1850, and then find some level of support, and then kind of start trending back upwards, as it has for the last 20-something years, is trend up. So that is my take on candlesticks. I hope you guys picked up something from this. If you have any questions, please comment below. If I left something out and you're not familiar or it's kind of confusing, comment below. I don't mind answering them, or I can even do another video to kind of explain it a little more in depth. I was trying to make it simple on actually looking at a chart and not looking at a PowerPoint presentation on what you actually look at as a trader. So guys, once again, I appreciate my subscribers, my followers. If you've learned anything from this or took any value and you want to follow along, please subscribe now. Please comment, leave me any of your questions, and also like the video, guys. And just look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye.